Okay, let's do this, because man, is there a lot to talk about tonight. Holy shit, what I got to say about this show. Because there's going to be a lot of questions now going into All Out, which even I'm surprised at what I saw tonight. But I can somewhat see, I'm trying to figure out the pattern of everything that's going on right now. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of people were shocked what they saw tonight, because what are we, a week away from All Out right now? What is this, Cleveland, Ohio tonight? They were in AEW Dynamite. I'm sure people are already still going to Tony's head over the whole Gargano thing and whatnot. I've been seeing that go around. But let's get into the show right now, because with the world title on the line tonight, and yeah, it's going to be a lot to say about that, and we'll get to it. Let's kick it right off from the get-go, okay? We kick it off with Chris Jericho coming out there. Of course, everybody sings along to Judas. He ends up calling out Daniel Garcia and whatnot, talking about, one of his favorite members in the Jericho Appreciation Society, and say that he's a protege and a future world champion, as he called him out. The fans started chanting, "You're a wrestler," to Garcia and Jericho. So listen, man, I'm trying to be civil right here. You all need to shut up, and tell Garcia you need to listen to me right now. I don't understand, what's going on and whatnot. Because Jericho said, you had a classic match out there with Bryan Danielson, and yes, you slayed the dragon and whatnot, but then you put your hands on me, and I just want you to apologize to me right now. And the fans chanted no, and Garcia told him, it was a special moment for him last week, that Bryan Danielson is his hero. And, he got to be in the ring, call one of the greatest Dynamite matches in history and whatnot, and say that, he could hang with the best in the world for over 30 minutes out there. And he dreamt of having matches like this with Bryan Danielson since he was a kid. And basically, he hoped kids watched it last week to give him the same way he felt out there. And he wanted to shake his hand in respect, but Jericho ruined that moment for him then. And Jericho said, I'm sorry if you felt that way. And, you're the greatest, technical sports entertainer and whatnot. And it's going to be plenty of those moments in the future. But I want you to say you're a sports entertainer. And, Garcia looked conflicted and whatnot. Next thing you know, Bryan Danielson came out there and said, basically told him that, Garcia, you're trying to bully him, say he's a sports entertainer. And Garcia said, you can be whatever you want and whatnot, but you are a wrestler and whatnot. And, he was more conflicted and whatnot. Jericho was telling him to say he's a sports entertainer. And Garcia, he just didn't know what to do. He didn't know who to choose and whatnot. He told Jericho to leave him alone. Jericho grabbed him, and Garcia pushed Jericho to the ground. And as Danielson laughed, Jericho got up and said, listen, I know you're not the biggest sports entertainer and whatnot. It's pretty entertaining and whatnot. But, Jericho says, I'm tired of being the greatest wrestler. I'm the greatest of all time. Okay, I'm the king of reinvention. I'm the last, survivor out of Stu Hart's dungeon. I'm the Lionheart, Chris Jericho, and whatnot. And he remembers everything Stu Hart ever taught him, and knows more about wrestling than Danielson ever will. As, he's still talking about, Bryan went in talking to him, and then they say, what if Stu or Owen Hart would consider him the better wrestler than Bryan Danielson? And we could have this match right here in Cleveland to see who's the better wrestler or whatnot. But Jericho said we can have this match at All Out, okay? And told Bryan to watch his back. Jake Hager ended up attacking him then right after that as Jericho and Hager left in. So good segment out there, good opening and everything. Garcia being conflicted. What's he gonna do? Whose side is he gonna choose? What's gonna go on with that? And stuff. So Garcia, he did look sympathetic out there. So whose side will he choose? We'll see what happens going on with that. But Jericho and Danielson should be a really good match at the All Out pay-per-view coming up. Jax Hardwood against Jay Lethal. I enjoyed this match. Very great match. I enjoyed from both of these two. Both of these two are great in the ring, and they put on a hell of a match out there. Now it's to the finish. Yeah, did they need Jay Lethal winning by a roll-up and having help from Sanjay Dutt? Not really, and he probably just could have went over clean, because, I'm going to get to a different match that, could have went the same way. Well, did go at least somewhat clean and could have went with this here, but given that Sanjay and him in heels, I guess I get why they had to do that. But yes, I did enjoy the match, and whatnot. Lethal won, but then right after Sanjay Dutt said, yeah, we're going to have that 6-man tag at All Out, but Satsam Singh and Sanjay Dutt will not be getting in the ring with Jay Lethal. The people that will be getting in the ring with Jay Lethal is the Motor City Machine Guns, will be debuting at AEW from Impact Wrestling. Legends, like I said, you got all the TNA originals back together to face FTR and Wardlow coming up. And I know the Motor City Machine Guns are face. Everybody knows that. But, I guess they're going to be heels now going into All Out. Hey, I'm glad the Motor City Machine Guns are going to be on a big pay-per-view, be on a bigger stage. I got to say, I'm glad I got to see the Motor City Machine Guns wrestle during the during the Impact Wrestling tapings, and just seeing them at the Emergence pay-per-view, because I was there last week and whatnot, and I was at the taping watching them wrestle, so I don't want to say much on the taping and whatnot, because I'll wait till the show airs and you'll see what the match on what it was. But I'm glad I got to see the Motor City Machine Guns just live, both singles and tag teams, live in person. And they are a very big tag team, which I feel like they don't get enough respect on their name in wrestling in general. But I'm glad they're bringing in the Motor City Machine Guns, the team with Jay Lethal. So just to have them, just even if it's a one and done thing in AEW, I'm just glad they'll be back in Chicago. So they were in Chicago a week before, and now they're gonna be back in Chicago again. But even though it's Hoffman Estates and not Chicago, I'm just glad to see the Motor City Machine Guns out there. Next, they went to Thunder Rosa, who unfortunately had to relinquish. Well, I guess I can't say relinquish, because now we're doing another interim title thing, which, do we really need another interim championship? Let's just crown a new champion. But I guess Thunder Rosa won't be hurt that long. Maybe she'll be back soon. But the point is, Thunder Rosa is hurt, and she will not be able to compete at All Out. And she hopes Toni Storm can win the title or the interim championship. Like I said, I don't need to see another interim championship and whatnot again, but hey, this is them doing this. It's like with the world title. I just crown a new world champion and get over with it. But, I guess Thunder Rosa may not be hurt. I don't know what her injury is, and that does suck to hear about her being hurt. But we don't know how long the injury will be. Colt and Gunn went against his dad, Badass Billy Gunn. The Acclaim came out and rapped. Talked about, I guess Billy should have pulled out, and something about Joe Biden with student loans, or he didn't wipe student loans. He needs to wipe student loans clean, I'll say that, but that's a story for another day. But Colton went against Badass Billy Gunn out there. Basically, the match wasn't bad. Like I said, Billy Gunn looks bigger than 70% of the roster. As it is, he looks like a giant compared to everybody out there. Basically, it was a brawl on the outside, and Colt ended up low blowing Billy, and then he had the Colt 45 for the win. Stokely gave them business cards then as they started trying to beat up Billy and the Acclaim. Keith and Swerve came out for the save then as they helped the Acclaim and Billy Gunn get up after that. The Death Triangle and the United Empire. Good to see Will Ospreay back on AEW and United Empire. By the way, I know some people are going to be confused about the tag team titles that Aussie Open holding. Those are the New Japan Strong titles. I don't watch a lot of New Japan Strong, but I do know what's going on there sometimes. Those are the strong tag team titles they were holding out there. And whatnot. They just won them recently, so I'm glad to see those titles run there. And Ospreay still the IWGP US champion. Should have won the G1 though. Should have won the G1. I don't care what anybody says. Will Ospreay should have won that G1 back a week ago. Okay, I'm still surprised Okada got a fourth one and won back to back in a way. But they've been giving Okada a lot of big wins lately. But I'm not here to talk about New Japan right now. Get a little bit into that later on. But I know they had like a talk for a minute and basically talked about, we're not going to kill you, going to murder you and whatnot. Britt Baker went against Kylan King. Britt Baker won. It's not much to say there. Next thing you know, she's going to Thunder Rosa talking about, you're in title reign. I had a broken wrist and, I still fought with my title. I'm like, well, damn, we got a point right there. Then told Toni Storm, you'll finally be on a pay-per-view where someone gives a damn because you're going to be in the ring with me. And then Toni Storm's walking out there. Toni Storm wins clean, not Toni Storm, but at least Britt Baker won clean, and she's a heel. As my friend put it, she went out there, won as a heel clean, but Jay Lethal can't. And I guess it's a fatal four-way now for the women's title. By the way, Hikaru Shida came out for the save, and there was no pop. Like, there was literally no reaction for Hikaru Shida. I have really no idea where Hikaru Shida's been. I think they said she's been wrestling in Japan, so she's been kind of out of the country for a while, and I don't think people gave two shits about when she came out there for the save. And yes, it's a fatal four-way between Toni Storm and Baker and Hayter and Shida now for the title. So there you go. Like I said, they just had Baker kill everyone on the microphone and whatnot and stuff. But kind of right after that, then Swerve and then we're talking about the Acclaim. I guess they probably have a title match at All Out. Now, this is where everyone is talking about tonight. And I was confused by this. So who was going to be the main event, who was not. So this unification title match is happening right now. Now, this match was supposed to happen at the pay-per-view between CM Punk and Jon Moxley for the AEW World titles. And I'm sitting there wondering, like, okay, it was kind of odd enough they were going to do this on free TV this week. But then I'm thinking, like, this is not the main event. Oh, it's at the main event. And Will Ospreay and him is the main event for the 6-man. I'm saying, like, a 6-man tag title tournament thing is bigger than the World Championship, and I'm kind of confused by that. So we do this match then, and I'm like, we're doing this the second hour of the show, which obviously to get ratings, I feel like. And the crowd's hot for this and whatnot. And what happens, huh? You know, both of them go back and forth with each other with punches. CM Punk kicks Moxley, but he ends up holding his foot and stuff, and I guess the ref got a doctor, and then Mox just basically kills CM Punk and hits 2 Death Riders for the win. This was a squash match, and I'm very surprised what the fuck's going on here. I'm like, this was a squash match, huh? And Moxley celebrates, and Punk and them, and you know, they're helping Punk to the back, so I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? But then again, I have to remember what CM Punk said earlier in an interview today about selling tickets and whatnot. Especially after that whole Hangman promo. Now, I don't know what's going to happen here. Could CM Punk still be hurt? Possibly. Is that the reason why they had this 3-minute match that went on tonight? I guess so, because I'm sitting there like, you know, it's bad enough it's not the main event on the pay-per-view. But then again, it's not even the main event on free television. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, okay, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, it could be more to this story. Maybe it is. Does Punk still, I don't know if he's going to wrestle it all out now at the pay-per-view, given if his foot injury is still bad. Some people thought MJF was going to be coming back. I thought that myself, because who does Jon Moxley now face for the title at the pay-per-view, huh? Who does he really face now? Because if Punk is now out of commission and everything, what happens now? Alright? Some people think this is politics. Some people think it's just, like I said, it's the Mox injury and whatnot. And, you know, Mox did cut a promo saying, you all want to write me out and everything. But no, this is my time. My time is now. Okay, I'm the real champion and whatnot. So, you know, I'm not the interim champion. Hey, yo, Jon Moxley, I'll give him credit for once he didn't fucking bleed all over the place in the first 5 minutes of this match. Maybe they proved something else, that he didn't need to bleed and everything in 5 minutes. So either Punk is hurt or this is some big angle or something that's going to happen. I don't know, but I'm sure a lot of people are questioning what's going on right now. It's a lot of scenarios that can play out into this, and people are going to be playing a guessing game, and it's been a lot of guesses throughout tonight. Some people are shocked. I was shocked when this happened, because I was like, what the fuck? Squash match, 3 minutes. The fuck is this shit? It's not the main event. So, what is Punk? Will he still be at the pay-per-view? I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen. Could he invoke a rematch and whatnot? Possibly. Does this lead to something bigger? I don't know where this is going to lead to. Okay? It's a lot of questions right now. Alright? Because even I'm like, what the fuck was that shit? That's what I thought. I'm like, what in the fuck just happened right here? But, hey, sell tickets, rematch, All Out, possibly. I don't know. I don't know what's going to be the main event for All Out now. We just did the world title match tonight, so Punk is still either hurt or this is leading into something. We don't know yet. We're just going to have to find out, or we can still keep playing the guessing game all day. And maybe some people could be right on their guesses and everything. But even I had to sit there and say, what in the fuck just happened? Was this to gain ratings? Oh, I could imagine it was to gain ratings, because he ain't getting 1 million nowadays. So I could see that too. But yeah, very surprised here. But next thing you know, they went to Christian Cage talking about Jungle Boy. I'm glad just Christian Cage cut a promo this week in that Jungle Boy. But, you know, I just want the best version of yourself, and we'll find out, I guess, it All Out. And I guess if he's going to accept the challenge. Ricky Starks came out then talking about what Hobbs did to him and stuff. You know, I looked at you as my friend and everything, but you stabbed me in the back. And, basically, you know, you're an obscurity, me and Britt Baker, security guard in Jacksonville. You know, we brought you. You're always been a background guy, but you want to turn your back on me and everything now. And we cut the heads off of snakes to where I'm at. Because I'm a low-down slimeball snake, and he challenged them All Out. You know, since we talk about New Jack City, I'm going to bring your $5 ass out here to All Out and beat you, okay? So, that's what he's going to do. Stark's promo wasn't bad though. But yeah, but right after that, as they announced everything for Rampage, Dynamite next week, and All Out, and whatever, what's his name, Excalibur there, talking 100 miles a second. By the way, I guess we're doing a 4-man commentary team at this point. We got to the main event with the Death Triangle and the United Empire, and I gotta say, this was a hell of an insane match. Now, I'm not gonna try to guess everything. You know what? I talked about spot fest matches, and I can sit here and say, here we go, another spot fest, another spot fest. And yes, this was a spot fest. I'm not gonna sit there and lie and say it wasn't, but there's sometimes when spot fest matches can be good. Sometimes, and maybe because it's Will Ospreay out there, I don't know. Okay, because listen, now they had a lot of time out there, and you don't get Will Ospreay in America that much, okay, people. So the fact that they had this much time in the main event was insane. I'm not gonna try to name everything from fucking os cutters to just, moonsaults to spinal taps to a double Hurricane Rana. I do want to see Will Ospreay and Pac go one-on-one, because I'm gonna be honest, I forgot Pac had that damn All Atlantic belt, but I guess he's been defending it on Dark in different companies they've been showing. So I guess they did say they would be defending that belt in multiple accounts of countries and stuff, because I forgot Pac had that belt. But yes, this was insanity up there. Now, as for the finish, though, with Pac pulling the box off of Kip Sabian's head, which was not Kip Sabian, and then Kip Sabian attacked Pac, so I guess they finally decided to bring Kip Sabian. He was back on Rampage, which they now finally, acknowledge that he is the man with the box on his head right now. But he ended up taking out Pac then after that, and then Ospreay and Aussie Open just basically got, Phoenix and hit the, they ended up holding him up, so Ospreay hit the Os Cutter on him, and the United Empire ended up winning the match. So Sabian, I guess he's back now doing something, since he's been wearing a box on his head for months out there, which everybody knew. But now they finally acknowledged he had a box on his head for whatever strange reason. He just had a box on his head. Okay, but now he is actually back. So yeah, we'll see where that goes, because Sabian, I don't know, I'm surprised he's actually still in this company, to be honest, because after that Miro shit, that was horrible. But we'll see where he goes then. But right after, Don Callis just magically appeared on commentary, because now next week it will be the Elite versus the United Empire. So, hey, this is the closest NJPW fans are going to get Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega, I bet. Omega and them came out then. Don Callis held him back. I guess, Omega's knee and stuff is still taped up. Ospreay wanted him to get in the ring and everything. So that was the ending to the show. Like I said, it was a spot fest. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I know it's a spot fest, and trust me, there's a lot of spot fests that happen on this show. But these are one of the only times where I can say I was okay with this spot fest. Maybe given who was out there, I was okay with this, and it was a hell of a crazy, insane match out there. But as of tonight, like I said, there was a lot happening on this show. From the world title match, which was just, I don't know, it was just, everybody just saying insane, or what's going to happen next. We don't know what's going to happen with that world title right now. So, who will be the main event for All Out? But hey, maybe Punk is still hurt. I don't know. Or let's just lead to some story or whatever's going to go on. Or whatever. We'll see what happens. But like I said, I was legitimately shocked when this was a damn squash match. But then again, here's the thing too. I'll say this before I get up out of here. We all should have known it was going to be some crazy finish, or a fuck finish, or a DQ, or some insanity. I don't think people thought it was going to be a squash match, but you knew it was going to be some crazy bullshit shenanigan going on right here. And that's kind of what we got. Something was up. Especially when this is in the second hour of the show, and it's a goddamn world title match, but we're going to do this in the second hour and at the main event. But given, I guess, Punk may still be hurt, maybe this is why what they did out here. Because Punk was clutching to that foot real good. Either he's really hurt, or he's one hell of a seller out there. Okay, so, like I said, Punk is one thing. I give Punk one thing. He gets people talking, okay, into this. And I go back to that interview, what he said earlier today, selling tickets. So, like I said, this is a very noteworthy show tonight, especially leading the matches to All Out and what could happen with All Out for the world title. So, like I said, I enjoyed the main event. The world title match was definitely a big thing to talk about out there. Like I said, Rosa's got to give the title for a minute. I enjoyed Jay Lethal and Jax Hardwood. That was a really great match. The Motor City Machine Guns are going to be debuting it All Out. That was very noteworthy also. So, and I did like the Jericho, Garcia, and Danielson exchange at the beginning of the show. Back and forth. So that was good too. So, like I said, there was a lot going on in the show tonight. Very noteworthy. So, like I said, a lot of stuff is going to be leading All Out. But other than that, though, comment, subscribe. Tell me what do you think about this whole CM Punk and Jon Moxley situation. Will something happen All Out? Will it be a rematch at All Out? Will it be a different opponent? Hell, will it be a world title match at All Out in general? But hey, we'll find out probably next week. There's still going to be a lot of things that, wonder and ask, because what could have led to these decisions and everything. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. Other than that, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodieKnight890. I'll see you guys then. Peace out.